I'm your host, Queen Evelina, and this is WQEB 97.3. Today, y'all, we are officially starting our Tastemakers series. And to pop our cherry, I've got Blake here from Hall of Fame. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
All right. Now, Blake, you are a part of one of the most notorious promotion groups in Atlanta. How did you guys get so premier?
Yeah, so we started out, and we've been doing events since back in 2016. We kind of come from more of like an event curation background and just like strictly promotion. So we've been doing events all over Alabama since 2016, and we always come out here and do a couple one-offs every year as well since then. And then we do Miami every year for spring break as well for like 2 weeks straight. But yeah, we just kind of got our foot in the door that way by doing stuff. Every once in a while I hear a bunch of big events, thousands of people come. And then we moved out here officially last year, got our foot in the door at one club, Rose Bar. And we've been doing that for a year on Fridays. And then we've kind of grown that up to about 6-7 events a week now. So.
Okay, awesome sauce. Okay, so you guys came from Alabama, and then you've been here in Georgia, and you've also been in Florida. Correct. So what made you say, you know what, we want to expand from Alabama? I don't just want to stay in one place.
I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. Like, once you conquer one market, you got to move on to the next one. So that kind of drove that. And a few years ago, I mean, it was always the plan to come out here and move out here. So it's just kind of just making those steps to make that a reality.
Okay. So what would you say is the one thing that sets Hall of Fame aside from Plush Blue or from the Goodfellas or any of the other large scale promotions groups here?
Yeah, so kind of how I said, like, we kind of come from more of like an event curation background. We started out in Alabama. We have that whole pipeline literally from top to bottom. And then we go to Miami as well. So we have a bunch of different connections and just kind of like a cult following of like an audience. So wherever we go, whether it's Atlanta, Alabama, Florida, like we always have, that big audience that kind of travels with us. So that I would say that kind of definitely sets us apart. And then, I would probably say that for the most part.
Okay. So your following, as you refer to them, as a cult following. Do you feel that it's more your concepts that's drawing them in, or is it your access to celebrities?
I would say at first, it was more so just, the type of events we were doing, it was just different stuff, themed events, and just stuff, for the people to come out, have a good time, relieve some stress. And then that kind of transformed into what it is now where, we're at the top clubs in Atlanta. We have celebrities just about every weekend. So it's kind of like a mesh of that, where it started out as, just the type of events and the type of vibe you get when you come to our event versus, where we're at now. So.
Okay. What would you say is one of the trends that you brought to Atlanta that you didn't see when you first got here?
That's tough. I would probably say, just doing different, I guess, type of events inside the promotion. So, and then on top of that, I would say, we have a tight-knit group. I kind of like to think of us kind of like a family, you know what I'm saying? Like our promotion team, our event coordination team. So just, being together, we're kind of bringing back, the fun of doing it. I know a lot of times especially when you see a lot of success, you can kind of get caught up in like the motions of it. But, we're just kind of trying to bring it back to, where it started, pre-game, just enjoying, going out and making it like a whole actual thing rather than, okay, we're going to pull up here, for a couple hours, just do what we do and then leave, where it's more so, we go bowling every Wednesday. We try to do little stuff that leads up to the event to actually make it a real experience for the people that go out with us. So.
Okay, because that was going to be my next question. Yeah. While you're out here curating experiences for the Atlanta crowd, how do you kick back? So we know bowling. What else you do, Blake?
So, I mean, I work full time as well. I'm a senior account manager at Dell, and then we do these events as well. So we have 6, 7 events a week. Not counting like we'll have Alabama, especially now that we're starting up the college tour. We do Alabama like just about every Saturday. We'll have an event as well on top of the weekly stuff we do out here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really a lot of time. I'm really working like every single day, but when I do get to chill, I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, I like to relax, travel. I'm actually headed to London tonight. I got a flight, and then just relax. Hang out. Nothing too crazy. So.
Okay, so you'd say that your social work and you kicking back your recreation just kind of blur lines at this point.
Oh yeah, at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, also right now, we know we are all dealing with monkeypox and COVID. I don't know. It's coming. It's going. We don't know what the CDC is doing at this point.
Right.
But obviously, it's had a big impact on parties and the nightlife. How have you guys managed through the pandemic?
So it was definitely a hard time, just as for everybody, especially with events being events based. Everything was on halt for like 6 months to a year. So it was definitely tough. We kind of just kept at it, and just made sure everybody was safe. Just kind of just saw it through really, and then we also managed an artist as well, so we kind of really went full steam ahead on that as well back in 2020. So that kind of took up a lot of time where parties may have, and while we're at a standstill, you got to keep moving. So I think just putting some of that effort to that was definitely big for us during that time. But yeah.
Okay. So how did you choose the artist that you're managing? Did you
So
see a regular for your parties, or?
I mean, we grew up in the same city, and then it turns out we was line brothers as well. So, but we've been knowing each other for a while, and just the platform we had plus the talent he had, it just made sense to finally, coincide and do something with it. So.
Okay, your line brothers. So what fraternity are we talking about?
I'm a Nuke.
Yeah. I should have known.
Ada Chi across that Alabama. So.
Okay. All right. Shout out to the Noobs. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to the Noobs. They trending right now with the Winnie Pooh trend on TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know if you TikTok it all. But they was like, oh, he must be a Kappa. They like Winnie the Pooh because he's always doing the thing with the shoulders. So I found that really funny. When you said that, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Okay. Now, what do you see as new trends that are coming up? Are you guys trying to do parking lot concerts? Are you interested in these NFT experiences?
Oh yeah, we're actually working on an NFT now. We were supposed to release it this past weekend for an event we were doing, but I want to make sure we roll it out the right way, so we kind of push that back a little bit. And then as far as the parking lot concerts, we did one last year. We were a part of one. Which, I mean, it was a dope concept, especially with COVID and everything like that at the time. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to kind of dive into like the whole NFT space and things like that. I'm not going to say too much, but definitely looking forward to doing things like that and just kind of pushing the limit of what we can do. So.
Okay. Well, breaking into the event space, as you say, is not easy. So for someone who's new and they're thinking about getting into promotions, what would you suggest?
I mean, there's a lot of different routes you can go, and just depending where you are, kind of depends on the strategy you can take. But I mean, we can generalize it as far as like out here. Man, just get your face out there. Definitely work ethic is a huge thing. Make sure you're keeping your nose clean. You always want to do good business. So that's some of the things I would say. And like I said, main things is get your face out there. Introduce yourself to people, meet people. Just be social, and then if you want to take it serious, and it looks nice, but like it's a lot of work behind it too. So
very much so.
Yeah, I mean, if you're serious about doing it, that's a good spot to start, and then just keep your eyes open. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So if you can kind of peep the who's, then you can kind of navigate your way through it. So
right. So I know in the beginning, not every event is a success. So what's one quote that just keeps you going, keeps you motivated?
One quote.
I'm sure there's many, but we definitely want to know at least one of them.
One quote. That's tough on a specific quote, but really, I mean, I would say, just I can't remember the exact quote, so I'm kind of paraphrasing, but
Okay.
it was basically in a book. It was basically saying, you're only good as your last event. So
Okay. Yes.
you always gotta don't get complacent. You always gotta kind of keep pushing the needle, pushing the limit, figuring out how you can do better, how you can get better, and stuff like that. So it's not necessarily a word for word quote, but to the extent of that. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Blake, for giving us some insight on what it's like to be a tastemaker in the Atlanta area. Y'all, we've been talking to Blake from Hall of Fame. I am Queen Evelina, and this was WQEB 97.3. Thank you.